Crews have been working on removing the car since yesterday morning. Authorities believe the vehicle belonged to the Martin family. They went missing after a road trip to the gorge in 1958.
Now, this is the first major clue in years, and it's thanks to a diver who has spent the last decade searching for the car. Celine Stevens is live in Cascade Locks this afternoon. And Celine, that car could be soon above water for the first time in nearly 70 years.
Tim, Stephanie, potentially. The latest update I got about 10 minutes ago is that a piece of the car has actually been brought up, but again, only a piece, which could be of concern given that authorities are hoping to preserve the car for evidence. But they've been out here all day long. Authorities even telling me that they brought out additional equipment to try and dig this car up, which again, remember, is about 50 feet underwater and encased in debris.
We don't know what's going to be in there either. I mean, is there human remains? Is there, it's really about respect and integrity of the case.
For over 24 hours, authorities have been trying to get the station wagon, believed to have belonged to the Martin family who went missing in 1958, out of the Columbia River.
But once they went down there and saw it, I think they've decided to really spend some time dredging, which is sucking the material off and sending it downstream.
Archer Mayo is the diver who initially found the car about 50 feet underwater and encased in debris.
We're estimating that vehicle just alone is probably a 3,500 pound vehicle. They've got the whole undercarriage of the vehicle exposed. It's still really packed in there.
Sheriff Matt English with the Hood River County Sheriff's Office likening it to concrete. Additional equipment was brought in to help with removing the car Friday after it was failed to be removed Thursday.
Even yesterday, they had about 3,000 pounds of force on the car, and it just wasn't budging. And so they needed to excavate down further today so that they could try to pop that loose.
Another factor adding to the difficulty, divers not being able to stay underwater for extensive amounts of time.
Because you can only stay underwater at 60 feet for so long before you need to come up and decompress.
Many have come to Cascade Locks and nearby areas to watch the car be recovered, including this woman who says she's a distant relative of the Martin family.
So the family didn't talk about it that much. It was a real deep grief. My father couldn't really talk about it. He got really emotional. And it was just sort of like watching something that's normally sensational, that's somebody else's story. But the fact that I'm blood related, just it's hitting home.
Once recovered, Sheriff Martin says investigators are fluid with what happens next.
Two options. We'll tow it out to a secure facility. If they don't believe they can get it over to the shore without compromising the evidence, then it may go on the barge and go to Portland, and we'll just deal with it that way.
Remember, those divers are on limited time, and initially authorities said that 3 p.m. was going to be the cutoff. But now, given that they have pulled out a piece, it's unclear about whether they're going to continue digging or not. Again, given that these divers are on limited time. If not, authorities say they will be back out here tomorrow and until they can get this car out. Back to you.
And we'll keep watching. Celine, thanks very much. Well, KGW will be following any major developments from this story. We'll bring them to you on air, online, and on KGW.com.